Welcome back to Simrite Fashion Academy YouTube channel for another interesting tutorial. So in this class I'll be showing you how to make this beautiful flayed gown, as you can see right there on the thumbnail, with a turtleneck, as you can see. Okay, so this class I'm going to share with you the tips and tricks to making a high load flay, but this time around this one has a turtleneck and the sleeve is also built right into the flayed dress. So if this is what you want to learn in this class, please stay tuned till the end of this tutorial. Thank you. To make this gown, we are using one pattern for both dress. What I mean is center front and center back. We are using one pattern. So this is a small scale drafting which I've done right now. This is the chest line and I have my bust point. We are not actually making any dart to this dress, but because we'll be using this to create our flay, then that is why we have this. So from here I'm going to create my back neck line at 1 inch and I'll connect. So when we are cutting now, I'm going to cut the back before I cut the front. So what I have here is my hip measurement divided by 4. This is it. I connected it to my bust measurement divided by 4 as well. So the next thing I want to do is to create my bust pan. This is my bust pan. I'll just use here as my bust pan for this small scale. And I'm going to draw a straight line from my bust pan. So whatever my bust radius, that is, I'll just impute it there. Find half of it. I'll just go ahead and extend to close up my dart. Then if you look at the shoulder we have there, I will just use this to create that shoulder line. So that shoulder line, I'm creating it this way. And what that means for me is that I will keep making the line, as you can see, okay, to the end of it. So somewhere here, I'll just open up. When I'm sewing now, I'll just sew all the way, open up to pass my sleeve. So it depends on where you want to pass your sleeve. If you want to pass your sleeve exactly at the bicep, that is the largest part of your arm, you can take your bicep measurement from here to here, maybe about 7 inches. Then you can now open and pass your sleeve. You can also from the shoulder go by maybe 5 inches and open to pass your sleeve. So it's all by choice and what you want. So now I'm cutting this way, so I will do this. So I'm going to show you how to create that flay. So to create that flay, I'll first of all go ahead and cut my center front, which is going to be on fold. I'll go ahead and cut my back neckline, which I told you we are going to use to make the whole of this dress. Then I'll cut out the dress itself. So this is the front dress. This is the front piece. But then I'm going to open up here because I want to create a flay. Open up here, close my bust dart at this point, so I'll be able to create this flay. So I just go ahead now, apply my adhesives right there, and then I will close my bust dart. So you can see what we have right there. So this is how it goes, because we want to make a flay to this dress. So after that, I can go ahead and do what? And create more flay, okay? By slashing more lines. I'll just slash more lines. So I'll just cut off what I have here. match up with what we have on the dress. Then I can go ahead and slash more lines to form the flare for this dress. So this line, I'll go ahead and cut till I get to the shoulder line. Okay, so we'll be able to get this flare. So this is what I'm going to use to create the back. So the back is high load. So when I'm placing it now, you see how I'm going to high-low that part. Okay, so let me just place some high-low first. Alright, so I'll place this pattern now. I'm placing it on top of this doll face satin fabric. So that is what I want to use to cut this, as I don't have any Ankara available to show or demonstrate this. So I'm going to place my fabric on bias to achieve this. So you know how to place on bias. Just go ahead and make it as if you are placing or forming a triangle. So I just place it on bias, then bring in my pattern. This part will be on the folded part for the back, and this part will be on the, so I just go ahead and open it up. You can open up and secure with your pin. Okay, so if you want it flare the way it is right there on the thumbnail, you can go ahead and flare, you know, open this part up. But I don't want it too much because this is the bust area. I still want the bust area to be fitted somehow. So I'll go ahead and cut now, adding my necessary seam allowances. Okay, so I'll just cut. So now it's time to form the high-low. So from this point, you will now form your high-low. The back, center back is high load. So I just take it this way. Okay, so from this point now, I'll just make my high-low to the length I want it to be. I believe you understand the gist. So for the back now, this is the extra length I added, like you are making a mermaid gown. So you just measure what you want, mark it out before you cut. But for the purpose of this tutorial, this is what I have, as you can see, for this pattern. So for this back right now, I'm done with it, and I'll take off the pattern. So here you can see my neckline. Okay, so I'll just open it up and sew a little zipper, short zip to it, so I'll be able to wear this dress. Okay, so I'll sew a short zip to it. So can you see? So that is what that part will look like at the end of the day. This is the neckline, and we'll sew up to this extent and open somewhere here for the sleeve to enter. So I'll set that one aside and bring back my pattern to make further alterations. So further alterations is to cut the front neckline. So I'll take off the front neckline, place my fabric on bias again, So I'll place my fabric on bias. Okay, so we are just forming a triangle with it. So I can use these parts to form the bias. Then I'll bring back my pattern and I'll turn it this way because I have I think I have the wider part on this part. So I'll just turn it this way. But I believe you understand what I just did here. So it's still the same thing I did in the other one, but with little alteration. So for this, I'll just go ahead and cut. I'm not adding any high-low effect. Okay, so I just add my seam allowance on this side. Then go ahead and then cut my neckline. Can you see? So for the front, this is what the front will look like for you, as you can see. So I'll take off my pattern and bring them back together. Can you see? This is what you have. You just go ahead and match it up. Okay, this is the center. So you'll be matching the shoulder seam line. You will match the shoulder seam line. Then go to the machine and sew from here. So I'll just take the measurement of where I want to sew and stop. Remember, you have to do that based on the measurement you have for the shoulder. So the shoulder line the cuff started here. So my bicep for this dress, like I said, this is a small scale, but I'll just make to 4 inches. So you can just take your bicep. So my sewing will start from here and stop here, and we'll start again from here. Sorry, this is my shoulder. My sewing will be from 4 inches. That is how I'm going to sew now from here to this 4 inches I marked from the shoulder. Then create a space for my arm. So you can create a space of about 5 inches from here and then sew down the rest of your dress. So by the time you sew the rest, you can see the high-low effect now. You can see the part of the high-low effect. You still go ahead here and do the same. So from the beginning to 4 inches, leave another 4 inches right there and keep it open. So I'll quickly join them together and I'll bring it back for you to see. Alright, so right now I've gone ahead to close up the side. So you can see my neckline, and this is the back where you have either your button or your zip. So from the shoulder I stitched up to this point and I left here open. So this part I'm going to top stitch it this way and this way. Can you see how I top stitch? Or you can use your hemming gun, you know. So the point is that there is opening to pass the sleeve and neckline to pass the neckline. So if you look down the dress, you can see that this part has matched up with the lower part. This is the front and this is the back high load part. So next is to sew the neckline. So to sew the neckline, you just pick up your dress and measure what you have on the neckline. So I'm measuring what I have on the neckline now. I'll be using it to sew my to cut my turtleneck. so I have 15 inches. So to cut my turtleneck, I'll just come in with my fabric. So this fabric for my turtleneck, I'm also going to place it on bias this way. Okay, so placing it on bias this way, I'll take the measurement of my turtle neckline. The width of this turtleneck, I want to make it about 6 inches. Okay, but since I don't have enough, what I have here is 5 inches. So I'll just cut my 5 inches like that. Okay, I don't have enough, but you can make it 6 inches. So on the bias line, I'm cutting my 5 inches on my bias line. So I measured 15 inches as length. So from here, this is my 15 inches, and I'll be adding 1 inch, which is 16 inches. So I'll just go ahead the normal way you know how to sew your turtleneck. So I'll just go ahead, close the two edges, and I'll just sew in. For this, I'll just sew in, but we have a pattern of sewing, but just to demonstrate this, I'll just sew it round now. But just check out our the video on how to sew accurate turtle neckline. But I'll sew this one now. At least I've shown you how to cut the neckline. So let me quickly do that and I'll be back. So right now I'm done with this dress. So I've sewn in my turtle neckline. So like I earlier said, we have a special way of sewing our turtle neckline perfectly. So this dress, once you are done sewing your turtle neckline, you are going to fold it, like I said, 6 inches or 5 inches. You also fold it back. Can you see? So by the time you fold it back, you can see what you have. All you need to do is to go ahead and do what? Button the back neck. Okay, so you can see this is actually looking gorgeous. So that's how to go about this gown.